25-year-old Emily Dawson, an orphan who had spent most of her life longing for love and family, thought her life had finally turned magical when she met Alex Carter, a charming, handsome, and wealthy man. Their romance felt like a dream, and when Alex planned a surprise birthday party for Emily, inviting her childhood friends and caretakers from the orphanage, she couldn't believe how perfect her life had become. But the dream turned into a nightmare. At the party, one of Emily's friends, Veronica, began flirting openly with Alex. Though he was slightly drunk and laughed along, Emily felt betrayed. She pulled Alex aside and tearfully told him she didn't want parties or celebrations. She only wanted him. Realizing his mistake, Alex reassured her of his love and promised to avoid Veronica. They returned to the party, cut the cake, and Alex lovingly fed Emily the first bite. Seconds later, blood gushed from Emily's mouth. She collapsed, choking, as everyone screamed in horror. The cake had been laced with sharp glass shards. Emily died in Alex's arms before help could arrive. The police investigated, but the culprit was never found. Alex sued the bakery, but his grief overshadowed everything. Weeks later, he began dating Veronica, unable to bear his loneliness. They planned a vacation to a beach resort, seeking a fresh start. But tragedy struck again. While sipping beer at the resort, Veronica started coughing violently. Blood poured from her mouth, and she collapsed, dead. The post-mortem revealed glass shards in her drink, just like Emily. Once again, Alex was devastated. He sued the resort, but suspicions started to swirl around him. Both women were orphans, and their deaths seemed eerily connected. 3 months later, an orphanage worker filed a complaint against Alex, accusing him of orchestrating the deaths. The police reopened the case and started investigating Alex's background. To their shock, Alex Carter didn't exist. His ID was fake, his address was fabricated, and no one could trace his past. The case attracted media attention, and a breakthrough came when a man called the police, claiming he had seen Alex sitting in a graveyard near a woman's grave late at night. The police rushed to the graveyard and found Alex sitting on a tombstone, his eyes hollow and lifeless. When they approached him, he vanished into thin air, leaving behind a chilling silence. The grave he was sitting on belonged to a woman named Margaret Collins, an orphan who had died under mysterious circumstances years ago. She had been married to a man who bore a striking resemblance to Alex. The police dug deeper into Margaret's story and uncovered a horrifying truth. Margaret had married a man named Jonathan Carter, a wealthy businessman. But their marriage turned tragic when Margaret, consumed by greed, poisoned Jonathan by lacing his drink with glass shards to inherit his fortune. Jonathan died a slow, agonizing death, clutching a photograph of Margaret. Margaret lived lavishly for a few years, but died in a freak accident shortly after. Strangely, several women who resembled Margaret in appearance and background had died in similar ways over the years, choking on glass shards. The police began to piece the puzzle together. Jonathan's spirit had never moved on. His soul was trapped in an endless cycle of vengeance, targeting women who reminded him of Margaret. Emily and Veronica, both orphans with Margaret's personality traits, had fallen victim to his revenge. One night, the lead investigator, Detective Harper, received a call from the graveyard caretaker. He claimed to have seen Alex, Jonathan's spirit, walking among the graves. Harper rushed to the scene alone, determined to confront the phantom. In the moonlit graveyard, Harper saw Alex standing by Margaret's grave, his face contorted with pain and anger. "Why are you doing this?" Harper demanded. Alex turned to him, his voice echoing like a ghostly whisper. "She betrayed me. She took my love and turned it into greed. I will never rest until I've made every woman like her suffer." Harper pleaded with Alex to let go of his hatred. "You've punished enough. These women weren't Margaret. They were innocent." For a moment, Alex seemed to waver. His form flickered like a dying flame. "Innocent? Just like I was?" His voice broke, and his body began to dissolve into the mist. Before disappearing entirely, Alex whispered, "Tell her. I forgive her." The graveyard fell silent, and the deaths stopped after that night. The police closed the case, but rumors spread of Jonathan Carter's ghost roaming the earth, searching for peace. Detective Harper often visited Margaret's grave, wondering if Jonathan's soul had finally moved on, or if his vengeance still lingered in the shadows. The story of the phantom lover became a legend, a chilling reminder of how love, betrayal, and vengeance can transcend even death.